Welcome back to the Claustrophobia Mission 1 playthrough. So far the humans have been doing a very good job of stopping the demons and troglodytes from coming on the board. It's because we've had a whole bunch of dead ends, and troglodytes and demons can only spawn on locations that have entry points and no humans on them, unless we roll some special things. Anyway, it is now the humans initiative phase. Let's go over there, roll some dice, and see what the human players are going to do. Okay, so here we are. The humans need to roll 4 dice, 1 for each character, so let's see what we get. We get 2 4s, a 2, and a 5. Alright, let me think about that for a minute. I'll come back and assign it to the characters. Okay, the dice have been assigned. I'm going to give the Redeemer a 5 again, which lets him use his precognition skill. Looking at the top 3 tiles, putting them in the order of his choice, and then orienting the tile that comes out. And the reason I keep doing that is because I know what tile is coming, and I really don't want it to come. It's very bad for the humans. So as long as he can keep getting that dice, that's excellent. And as last time, I think I had 4s on the Blades for Hire as well, which means they get to move 2 spaces. They have a combat of 1, defense of 3, which not too good. I have a feeling the demons are going to be pouring stuff onto the board this time. And the Brute has a 2, which gives him 1 movement, 3 combat, and 4 defense, a little bit better. And the 5 gives the Redeemer a 1 movement, 1 combat, and 5 defense, so that's pretty good for him. Okay, with that said, let's go back to the board, and we will have the humans take their activation, which means they're going to move around and try and find their way out of here. Okay, we're back to the player board, and the Redeemer here has used his precognition skill, and he has bad news for the rest of his team. Nothing is looking very good. All right, so first thing we're going to do is I will have the Brute move his 1 space, and he will move up here, and we draw the tile. And the tile is a trap room. You can see a little skull and crossbones here. So we get to orient the tile, so we'll just put it this way. The Brute is on a trap tile, and now the 5 will go to a 6, and we will have the fresh air be over on this side. Okay, so what happens on a trap tile? I'm just going to check the rules and come right back, and we will deal with the Brute going into the trapped room. This could be not too good. Okay, we're back. I've checked the rules. As soon as the first human player enters a booby-trapped room, which this one is, we roll 1 dice. And we take a look at a table, find out what the result is. So, let's roll a dice, and we'll see what happens. And that's a 5, and I think that's not very good. Okay, on a 5, it says place a troglodyte on this tile. So, hiding under the rock here was a troglodyte. We have our first troglodyte on the board. Okay, that was, and the Brute of course faces the troglodyte. That is the first human's move. Now both of the human players have, the Blades for Hire have movements of 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is I will have this, the brown-haired guy has the blunderbuss. So I'm going to move him 1 here. I'm going to move him into this space. Now you can use the blunderbuss in the same space as you have characters. So he is going to shoot at the troglodyte. So he's going to get a whole bunch of dice here. He gets +1 for the blunderbuss in combat. And his combat ability right now is only 1 dice. So he gets 2 dice using the blunderbuss. He's going to try and shoot the troglodyte. The troglodyte has a defense of 3. And he gets a 4 and a 3, 2 hits, and he ends up taking out the troglodyte. So he helps out the Brute. Okay, now he can't move. He's moved 2, and he's had an attack. The next player to move, I'm going to move. Oh boy, this is getting pretty nasty. I'm going to move the Redeemer. I don't know if I want to move him yet. Yes, I'm going to move him. I'm going to move him here 1 space. And you can see things are getting pretty ugly. Okay, and the next player is the blonde Blade for Hire, and he can move 2 spaces. And I'm going to have him move 1, 2 to here. And of course, this is not a great tile either. It is a tile that has tentacles on it. And what it means is any warrior that takes damage here takes 1 extra damage because, of course, the tentacles are leaching the blood from your wounds. So the demons get to orient the tile, and they will orient it this way. Okay. That's it. That's all the human activation. Of course, he can't attack anything. There's nothing on the board. And, of course, the one thing I forgot is the dice here now moves to a 7 and is placed on the opening here. All right, now we'll go to the demon board and see what kind of havoc they can descend upon the human players. Okay, it's at this point we should cue the maniacal laughter. Okay, last time the demons had saved up 8 threat. They have used the calm before the storm, which means instead of rolling 3 dice, they will be rolling 4. So let's roll our 4 dice for the demons and see what they get. They get 2 4s, a 1, and a 6. All right, we do a little bit of thinking about that. We'll come back and assign the dice. Okay, I've assigned the dice for the demons, and I've put one in here, a total of 7, and it's a taste for blood, and it says, during the current threat phase, the human warriors can no longer prevent the appearance of troglodytes and demons, which means if there's a human player on a space with an opening, they cannot block the troglodyte or demon from appearing there, which is exactly what I want. I also have, I put one in Dark Destiny dice, it's a 3 or higher, and I get to draw a card, and the card is Suicide Attack. Play this card as a troglodyte is attacking. He will get +2 combat, but then he is removed afterwards. Alright, things are looking much better for the demon player this turn. And I also put Sounds from the Deep, which gives me 2 more threat tokens. I now have a total of 10 threat. Okay, so this is still the threat phase. I'm going to go back to the board now, and I'm going to start bringing in the hordes. So let's go back to the board and watch the humans get into trouble here. Okay, we're back at the board. I'm about to bring in the hordes. Now I have a total of 10 threat for the demons. I'm going to spend 5 of them to bring the demon in right here in the tentacle room with the blonde-haired Blade for Hire. And that leaves me with 5 threat left, and I'm going to bring in 5 troglodytes. Now there's a 3 demon per side limit on the tile, so I can only bring in 3 here, but I can also bring in 3 over here. So here we go. Now that's spending all 10 threat, and now the demons get to activate. So we have some exciting times ahead. All right, and now I am going to play this suicide run right now, and I'm going to have one of these troglodytes do that against the blonde Blade for Hire. So that's going to give me 2 combat, plus 2 combat, and the troglodytes already get 1 for combat. So this troglodyte is going to roll 3 dice, and the blonde Blade for Hire only has a defense of 3. So that's 2 hits. I'm just going to keep going here because, and this troglodyte is removed from the board because of that card. Second troglodyte is going to attack him. Oh, and he will take 1 extra wound because he is in the tentacle room. The next troglodyte attacks with 1 dice, does 1 hit. So that's now a total of 4 hits. And the demon, his special ability, now the blonde has 4 hits on him, and the demon's card states that he gets +1 combat per line of action canceled on the target's card. So I'm not going to do that yet because we're still battling. So he's actually going to attack with 5 dice. I have a funny feeling here. We are just going to wipe this guy right off the map. He already has 4 damage. The demon rolls 5 dice, only needs a 3 to hit. And we get 2 more hits. Well, guess what? That is enough. That is a total of 6 hits. And this guy is no more. So I don't even need to go and show you how to apply damage to the character. He's taken a total of 6 hits. He is dead. All right. Now, over to this space. I have 3 troglodytes. I am going to attack the dark-haired Blade for Hire with the blunderbuss. Now, I'm going to roll all the demon dice at one time. He also has a defense of 3, and so I'm just going to roll the 3 troglodyte attacks at once. So that's 2 hits. All right. Now, the bodyguard ability allows the heavy guy, the brute, to absorb hits instead of the guy with the blunderbuss. So I'm actually going to have, because it was 2 hits, I'm going to have the brute take 1 hit and the dark-haired blade for hire take another. So let's go back to their character sheets now, or character boards now, and apply those hits. I'll show you how that's done. Okay, so as we know, the blonde blade for hire now has 6 damage tokens in him. He's effectively eliminated, so goodbye. We get rid of him. He's gone. All right, yay for the demons. Now the human players, of course, only have 3 left, and they must get them, 2 of them, to the exit to win the game, and things right now not looking too great. All right, so the brute took 1 because of his bodyguard ability, and I am going to remove the 2 from him. And then on the blade for hire took 1 damage, and he is going to remove the 3 because the stats are the same. So that's how you apply the damage. So now the places available start to be reduced, and that can start hurting the human players pretty badly. And of course, the human players have already had 1 of their number eliminated. All right, we'll go back to the board, do a little recap, and that will be the end of episode 3, turn 3. Okay, so here we are. Things are looking grim. The demon, the 1 troglodyte in the tentacle room, absolutely smashed down and took out the blonde-haired blade for hire. And we have the brute, and we have the other blade for hire with the blunderbuss, each taking a damage from the 3 troglodytes that showed up here. And our redeemer standing back in the passage, looking onward, concerned at this moment. All right, that's where we are. That was the end of turn 3. Please join me next time for turn 4, and we'll start with the human initiative phase and see if they can get themselves out of this trouble. All right, thanks for watching, and join me next time for turn 4.